Hello everyone, welcome to Rachna's Fitness Show. I'm your host Rachna. This show is all about getting you off the couch and getting you working out. हमारा स्टूडियो का नंबर है 4089125565 4089125565. अगर आपको कोई क्वेश्चन है अपने एक्सरसाइज से रिलेटेड, वेट लॉस से रिलेटेड, फिटनेस से रिलेटेड, न्यूट्रिशन से रिलेटेड, you definitely welcome to give us a call. Phone number again is 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. I think if you can hear us, we're probably having some technical problems. We'll be right back in just a second. They can't hear me. So गाने play हो रहे हैं. Okay, let's see if it's a little bit better now. Let's give it a try again. Okay, so I think we're still live again. Studio number 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. If you have a question about the weight loss or nutrition related, you're definitely welcome to give us a call again. आप सुन रहे हैं Rachna को Rachna's Fitness Show पे. No. She keeps playing music. Change ही आज. Okay, we're back online. Hopefully you all can hear us now. Again, आप सुन रहे हैं Rachna को Rachna's Fitness Show पे. Do come every Wednesday between 12 o'clock to 1 o'clock. We do take your live calls. And, okay, working fine now. So again, studio number 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. I'm a fitness expert. I'm the owner of Rachna's Wellness that was started more than 10 years ago here in the Bay Area. And of course, I've been working in helping lots and lots of Desi people. So again, अगर आपके कोई fitness goals है, health goals है, nutrition goals हैं, weight loss goals हैं, whatever that specific, direction that you wanted to go in terms of health, fitness, be healthy, get off of medication. I also do custom meal plans, custom Desi meal plans, customized Desi meal plans based upon your goals, your health conditions, your special needs. Let's say you have a special allergy or you're on a special kind of a diet, or in general, you just want to see exactly what you should be eating. So yes, I do personalized meal planning with a lot of my clients. So based upon your goals, of course, I'll recommend you meal plans, exercise plans, whatever your goals are. For my call I'll be happy to talk to you to see exactly what you're looking to achieve, and then recommend you give you information accordingly and see what is going to work for you better or best. Phone number to get in touch with me is 408-320-8111. Again, 408-320-8111. Website is rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. You can also get in touch with us through our Facebook page, facebook.com/Rachna Radio. Again, facebook.com/Rachna Radio. That's another way to get in touch with us. And of course, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. YouTube की app है, or just youtube.com पे go find Rachna's Wellness. And go and subscribe to my channel. It's a live video channel where of course I do a lot of different video sessions. I do some exercise training sessions too, but again, a lot of my healthy either cooking videos or just demonstrating, comparing different kind of brands of sugar or milk or salts, and a bunch of different kind of things. Something that I've always been talking on air, but of course now it's time for you to see it, so you can physically relate to it. You can physically see all the local companies that are available in the Bay Area, so you can compare one brand to another brand, and that's typically what I do on all of my video segments. Okay, so again, YouTube पे go find Rachna's Wellness, subscribe to my channel, and of course give a thumbs up to the videos that you like. Again, studio का number अभी call करने के लिए है 408-912-5565. Wanted to mention our next complete 3-month weight loss program for men and women is starting on July 12th. Again, a complete 3-month weight loss program for men and women. It's called Just Abs. Starts on July 12th, Sunday morning. So to get registered, to come and talk to me, to get your 3-month program started, give us a call, 408-320-8111. Again, the next complete 3-month weight loss program for men and women is starting on July 12th. And I'm also starting a very special program called for the kids actually this time, that is just going to be starting around the mid of June, maybe July 15th, June 15th or 16th, just right after this, and again, I'm really excited about setting up this program. So of course a lot of planning is going to be involved. We're going to make sure that the kids stay nice and healthy, lose weight, stay fit in the summer break, and at the same time learn a lot of healthier habits. So again, that program is also going to be starting. And of course, I've also had a lot of people who do it with their moms and dads, so you can also do it as a mom and dad, or father and son kind of a combination too. So again, to kind of get information or to see exactly what works for you, you're welcome to give me a call. We can talk over the phone. We can always set up a time for you to come in. 408-320-8111. Website is rachnaradio.com. Wanted to mention, as I've always been mentioning, all of our programs can be absolutely done remotely. So if you are registered in a program and you physically cannot come down to the center, that you do not live close to the area, you can always, you're welcome to do any of our programs remotely. We have very special programs. We also have a 30-day challenge program. We have complete 3-month weight loss programs. Again, all of these programs can be done remotely. I will help you decide what option is best for you based upon your ability to see how much you can push yourself, based upon what your goals are, based upon what your strength level is, based upon how much weight you want to lose, and also based upon where you want to focus on, how, what part of the area. Let's say you want to work on the stomach more, want to work on the abs, or upper body, or strength training. So based upon what your goals, I'll recommend you program. Again, just to mention, a complete Just Abs 3-month weight loss program for men and women is starting on June 12th. Okay, to get registered, just about 10 days from now. Phone number to call me is 408-320-8111. Website is rachnaradio.com. If you don't remember it, just go in Google, type Rachna's Wellness Center, and it will come up. Okay. So last week we did talk about fluoride. Again, if you're one of my new listeners, I've been doing it for good about 7 years. In fact, that reminds to mention today is the 7th anniversary of Desi 1170. I've been with them I started with them just maybe a couple months after they started. So been just about maybe late of 2009. We've been doing shows with them every Wednesday, 12 to 1. And so yeah, today marks the 7th anniversary of Desi 1170 AM, and it's a big milestone. So congratulations for everyone who's been doing shows like me. Like I said, I've been with them for just about just a couple months after they started. So it's going to be for me close to 7 years pretty soon too, doing my shows every Wednesday between 12 to 1. Okay, studio number 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. Okay, so last week, so again, what I do talk about every week is some health topic, some nutrition topic. अगर आपके पास कोई question है, you're definitely welcome to call in. It doesn't have to be related to the topic, but in general, it has to be definitely related to exercise, nutrition, weight loss. कि आप कुछ कर रहे हैं, weight कम नहीं हो रहा, something is not working out for you. What are you doing? What are you eating? I'll be happy to help you and give you answers. Again, studio number 408-912-5565. So we did talk about fluoride last week, and I gave you a bunch of information why we possibly should be avoiding as much fluoride as we can. कहाँ पे आता है fluoride? Of course, toothpaste, mouthwash, and again, all of our drinking water, or mostly all of our drinking water, is definitely containing a lot of fluoride in it. And a lot of people are still taking those fluoride drops. So those are a couple of different ways that it gets in the body. And again, fluoride is fluorine. It comes from the element fluorine, but again, fluorine never exists independently. It's always it's going to be existing in a bond of fluoride. So it's not something that we should be consuming. And fluoride has been linked a lot with thyroid disorders, and maybe that's the reason thyroid is getting way too common now. So today we're going to be talking about. I know we've talked about this, but again, there's just so much happening in this field, and I just it's my passion to keep reading about this and keep talking about this. Let me give you a very simple line, and then I'll delve into that. If I would let you know, or if I would give you something saying, if you do this, probability कि आपको किसी भी तरह का, let's say, tumor growth, cancer cells बहुत minimize हो जाएगा, maybe नहीं होगा, won't you do it? Would you care about spending maybe $10-15 extra a day, saying, okay, अगर आप $10-15 extra a day spend करोगे, but आपको probably life में maybe बहुत सारा की cancers की probability बिल्कुल ही खत्म हो जाएगी, would you do it? I think a lot of people would. Right? And that is exactly what the difference is between organic foods and inorganic foods. That's the difference between, जो हम foods normally vegetables लेके आते हैं, fruits लेके आते हैं, we just buy them just because we're buying them, we look at the prices. Of course, organic foods are always going to be maybe 20-30 cents based on what it is, or maybe $1 more sometimes, but it's worth it. And I'm going to give you exactly a lot of details about it. So first of all, GMO. What is GMO? Stands for genetically modified organisms. Okay. उससे पहले I'm going to explain you कि जब हम plants grow होते हैं, कोई भी तरह के plants grow होते हैं, grains grow होते हैं. In fact, आजकल तो rice के ऊपर, हर तरह के grains के ऊपर, plants के ऊपर, fruits के ऊपर, because bugs आ जाएंगे, right? Weeds आ जाते हैं, so उसके लिए उनको pests आ जाते हैं, तो उसके लिए उनको pesticide डालना पड़ता है, right? That's what this pesticide is to kill all that stuff. The most common pesticide that's been used by the company Monsanto, if everyone doesn't know Monsanto, please, you should be aware of what the company Monsanto does, is first of all, Monsanto का सबसे बड़ा product है, is called, उनका जो herbicide है, kind of similar like a pesticide. That means it's killing, anything that grows up. It's called herbicide. It's called Roundup. Okay, you probably would have heard the word Roundup. So just the word Roundup. So so this is the Monsanto's best-selling. Monsanto is the company which mostly creates all the genetically modified corn, mostly a lot of the soy, which is all genetically modified. That means it's not the way nature intended it to be. It's been genetically modified in a lab. That is what GMO is. Genetically modified organisms are added to the normal grain of something so that they either they live longer, or they're not going to die, or they just have bigger crop. उसका crop की जितना output होगा वो ज़्यादा होगा. Of course, there are many of different reasons, but okay. So, but of course, that's the main company, Monsanto. So Monsanto's best-selling herbicide is called Roundup. Okay, जो worldwide itna zyada use, and I'll get to that in just a second. But what the herbicide Roundup contains is something that is called glyphosate. Just the word glyphosate. Okay, please read it. I'm going to give you as much information I can. Please get informed about glyphosate. Glyphosate is the active ingredient in Monsanto's best-selling herbicide Roundup. Is one of the most commonly herbicides in the world. When I say most commonly, it's probably just about maybe 99%, 100% all around the world. Okay. Now, how much is used every year? Let me give you. An estimated 1 billion pounds a year. 1 billion pounds a year. Now, you might think, okay, I don't know what that means to you. I'm going to give you a very specific number. First of all, an estimated 1 billion pounds of the herbicide Roundup, which contains glyphosate, is sprayed on our food crops, something that we eat, resulting in an average person eating about several hundred pounds. An average person eating about several hundred pounds of glyphosate, which is the Roundup, जो आपके फ्रूट्स और वेजिटेबल्स के ऊपर जितना स्प्रे हुआ है every year. So one person ends up eating several hundred pounds a year. Now you might say, how is that going to affect me? I'm going to give you very simple reasons why you should be avoiding these foods. Now, when I say these foods, we're talking about stuff जब grocery store से लेके आते हैं उसके ऊपर specially लिखा नहीं है organic है, and they're just sprayed with herbicide. They're just mass produced, and corn and soybeans are the worst. I mean, can't even get bad than that. A number of glyphoside's adverse effects, first of all. Okay. Not going to go on again. There's a scientist, जिसके बारे में I was doing a lot of research. So, he started doing a lot of research. He just wasn't feeling so nice, and he started doing a lot of research and try to look at what the foods he was eating, and he realized, first of all, he wasn't eating a lot of organic food, and he just ate regular food. हम तेल सब्जी लेके आते हैं, bananas लेके आते हैं, apples लेके आते हैं, strawberries लेके आते हैं. We just get them. We're not getting organic. A lot of people don't. And so he started, seeing a lot of issues, which again, we'll get to that in a second. Again, student number 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. आप सुन रहे हैं Rachna को Rachna's Fitness Show पे. Been coming here for maybe close to getting to about 7 years now. If you have a question about your health, your nutrition, or a question about something that we're talking, or in general your weight loss, I would be happy to talk to you. हमारा phone number अभी studio का है 408-912-5565 to get in touch with me to join a complete weight loss program. We have many different programs. Just to name a few, we have at-home programs like a 30-day fitness challenge from home. We also have a 3-month complete weight loss program that could either be done remotely, or it could be done coming to the center either once a week or multiple times a week. I set up the program accordingly based on how frequent you could come to my center. Okay, physically we're located in Sunnyvale, California, but like I said, all the programs can absolutely be done remotely. Now, all these programs are a good combination of complete exercise plans, desi plans, meal plans, workout sessions, a complete life-changing experience is what I could say, that you would be a different person. You would have learned a lot of information, and I keep, of course, informing a lot of this, everything that I'm talking on air, I kind of keep informing in all of my programs. So make sure that you're making healthy changes. Let it be talking about nutrients, let it be talking about one food versus another food, one salt versus another salt, चीनी किस तरह की खानी चाहिए, something that really makes you think and makes you make a lot of healthy changes, and you will just make them just because you know how beneficial those changes are for you. So again, if you're interested in registering for any of our program, just to mention, our complete 3-month weight loss program for men and women called Just Abs is starting on June 12th. To get registered, phone number to call is 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111. Website ke through, you can always give us a call, get the contact information. Website is rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Okay. Again, going back to a topic we're talking about our, the herbicide Roundup. जो Monsanto ने हर जगह, तो it's just pretty much all around the world, हमारे हर crop पे किया जाता है. As long as the farmers are not saying कि वो organic use कर रहे हैं, it's being sprayed all over. Okay, 90%, something very startling. So please, अगर आप किसी भी तरह का tofu खाते हैं या कोई soy product खाते हैं, it has to be organic. First of all, I really am not a big fan of any kind of soy product, just because I think soy is a very low quality protein. It's not even a complete protein. So, if you need to get protein sources, just do not get it from soy all the time. It's just not, it really screws up the hormone system also. But in general, we're just talking about genetically modified soy. 90% of soybeans found, उन्होंने टेस्ट किया, that they found that 90% of the soybeans found, जितने भी हम use करते हैं, contain residues or a lot of residues of glyphosate, which is the herbicide Roundup. Unfortunately, testing of glyphosate is inexpensive. The USDA जो हमारी है, it probably just doesn't test it because they, that's an excuse that they want to use. It's just too expensive to test it. But they found out of 400 samples of soybeans, they just randomly picked up 400 samples of soybeans, and they found 90% of more of the soybeans had residues of glyphosate on it. Okay. Now, why am I so against this? Let's go and talk about, I know I've already been giving you reasons, but let's maybe get a little bit more specific. First of all, हम बैक्टीरिया की बात करते हैं, right? We've all talked about जैसे for example, soil को अच्छा बैक्टीरिया चाहिए to grow करने के लिए, right? Same thing, like for example, healthy soil needs beneficial microbes and good bacteria so that आपका खाना उसके अंदर अच्छा होगा, right? That's the reason हम उसके अंदर manure डालते हैं कि soil अच्छी होनी चाहिए, soil अच्छी होगी तभी soil में से तो nutrients आते हैं plant को. Same thing applies to our gut. अगर आपके गट के अंदर, जो इंटेस्टाइनल के लाइनिंग के अंदर अच्छा बैक्टीरिया नहीं है, you're always going to have issues. You're always going to have issues. Okay? Now, having said that, now, what kills bacteria? Antibiotics, right? Everyone knows that. Antibiotic का मतलब ही है to kill bacteria. Now, जब वो bacteria kill करता है, it's going to kill bad bacteria, but any kind of antibiotics are also going to kill good bacteria, right? So that means अगर आपने कभी भी कोई भी एंटीबायोटिक का कोर्स किया है या इन जनरल अपने एंटीबायोटिक्स खाए हैं, which we should be legally informed that हमें एंटीबायोटिक, no one should be forcing us to eat antibiotics, okay? And I'm trying to get to in a direction here is you're killing the bacteria in your body, which is the gut bacteria. और जब का gut का bacteria मर जाएगा, अच्छा बुरा everything, you're not going to digest food. You're not going to digest food, you're going to create inflammation in the body. Inflammation होगी तो आपको autoimmune disorder होगा, thyroid disorder होगा, knees में pain होगी, arthritis होगा and what not. All these rheumatoid arthritis, all these things are immune disorders. Okay? Now, a lot of people don't know that जो हम जिसकी ग्लाइफोसेट की बात कर रहे हैं, that is a herbicide, Roundup जो हर हमारे fruits और vegetables पे spray किया जाता है if they're not organic, is patented as an antibiotic. हम पहले डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं, हमें डॉक्टर से पहले हमें ऑफ कोर्स प्रिस्क्रिप्शन लिखी जाती है, हमें बताया जाता है हमें एंटीबायोटिक दिया जा रहा है, एंड देन वी कैन डिसाइड दैट वी वांट टू हैव इट और वी डोंट वांट टू हैव इट, राइट? बट द स्प्रे जो राउंड अप हमारे हर खाने पे स्प्रे किया जा रहा है, व्हिच कंटेन्स व्हाट इज कॉल्ड ग्लाइफोसेट, has been, you can go research yourself, it has been patented as an antibiotic. So which means if you're eating fruits and vegetables that are sprayed with this herbicide, which it probably is, if it doesn't say specifically organic, it definitely is, that means you're taking glyphosate in your body. If you're taking glyphosate in your body, like I said, it is an antibiotic, it is used to kill bacteria, which means it is going to kill all the gut bacteria. Okay, so now if that makes a little sense to you, so I'm trying to get to one direction, is why the first reason you should be avoiding, especially if you have issues with digestion, inflammation किसी भी तरह की हो रही है, please get all the glyphosate out of the body, which is not so hard. Again, I will get to that in a couple or maybe 10-15 minutes, but it's not so hard to get rid of glyphosate. You just have to make some healthier changes. Like I said, it's maybe spending $10 extra a day on all the grocery items that you do, but try to get as much organic as you can. You will do wonders to your body. Okay, now having said that, so I've talked about, क्यों हमें avoid करना चाहिए glyphosate, right? Now, another thing also wanted to connect, the reason why I'm talking about this is I'm trying to connect all different things, why we should be avoiding anything that has been sprayed with the herbicide Roundup, and if it's not organic, it has been sprayed with, Roundup, okay? Now, actually, let's go and talk about is the company Monsanto, okay? Since we're talking about this, I've already talked about कि ये जो जितने भी genetically modified चीज़ें होती हैं, they promote cancer. Monsanto has known this for nearly 35 years now, which is a report that was I think it just came out 2 weeks back, that says Monsanto has known. It's not something that just found out later on. The company itself has known for about 35 plus years that जितना भी उनका ये स्प्रे कर रहे हैं खानों के ऊपर, या जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड कॉर्न हमें बेच रहे हैं, या फिर हाई फ्रक्टोज कॉर्न सिरप जो है जो अगेन कॉर्न से बनता है, या हम कॉर्न ऑयल लेते हैं, हम सोयाबीन ऑयल लेते हैं, they are all promoting cancer. Now, this process began maybe sometime back in late 1970s and concluded on 1983 with the registration of the chemical. Okay, that is how the whole process happened. Now, there's what amazed is that Monsanto knew in 1981, back in 1981, that glyphosate caused carcinogens in the body, and especially in the rats, jit bhi rats ke upar study kiya tha. Now, the highest incidence, now I'll give you three types of cancer सबसे ज़्यादा आएंगे, in fact, that's the reason they've been happening more and more now. The 3 types of cancer that get very high probability होने की if you're having foods that are sprayed with Roundup, that means foods that are not organic. Okay, the first one is pituitary gland. Now, everyone knows pituitary gland is linked to so many different functions in the body, but pituitary gland also controls the TSH hormone कि आपकी body thyroid को जो control करती है. Okay, so the highest incidence of tumor growth was found in pituitary gland by consuming anything that's sprayed with Roundup or glyphosate. The second highest level were in the breasts of female rat, mammary glands, hence breast cancer. Thirdly, the highest tumor growth was found in male-specific organs. Okay, so all these things are getting very common. We've all seen that. Now, how all these, अब ये सारी findings हैं. In fact, if you go, you'll find documents. You'll find documents that actually prove कि ये सब findings हैं, research हुई है इसके बारे में. Now, why did these findings never get published? How did the company Monsanto, in fact, there's a company called Biodynamics, जिसने सारी research किया. How did they conveniently hide these facts? They know. Okay. In fact, let's bring it another step closer and give you another reason why you should be avoiding foods that are not organic. Is removing glyphosate is imperative, first of all, to future generations. Now, and we are seeing in the statistics now, in the early 80s, the autism rate was 1 in 10,000. In the early 80s, the autism rate of kids that were born were in 1 in 10,000. Now, it's as low as 1 in 30. Little, 10%, 5%, 100%, more of it, according to many estimates, but now the autism rate is getting down to just about 1 in 30 as opposed to 1 in 10,000 that was back in 1980s. According to many studies, in the next decade, if we do not take out all these extra stuff that we're taking in the body, they are going to create tumors. Tumor growth is going to be happening, and half of all the people born will have some kind of autism. That makes a very specific point I wanted to make. If you are pregnant, if you're looking to conceive, please get rid of anything that's, of course, all these hormone mimicking stuff. That means you stop using a lot of these plastic containers, stop using saran wraps, Ziploc bags too much, cover your stuff with maybe a metal lid or something. Aluminum foil is a better option. A paper bag is a better option. But stop using all of these stuff. And also at the same time, please start to go as much organic as you can. Go shop around local farmers. Get stuff. There are a lot of stores that will definitely make sure that they don't want to name, but there are a lot of stores that make sure that unka sara khana is always organic. They won't even get anything that's not organic in their stores. But in general, like I said, if you want to avoid or at least apne liye, I know a lot of people think ki who knows kab kya hoga, but just for yourself, if only for you and your immediate ones, you want to avoid a lot of these cancers, please stop using a lot of non-organic stuff. It just makes a big huge difference. Okay. Now the good news, it's very easy to get glyphosate out of the system fairly quickly. Okay, one important question a lot of people are probably going to have is, once you decide you want to avoid all these contaminated foods that are contaminated with the herbicide Roundup, how do you detoxify? A good news is that it's fairly quickly to eliminate, very not so bad, provided you're not continuously putting more in. Okay, so just get rid of all the foods that contain that and you will be fine. Give it a couple months and you will in fact start to see a lot of amazing differences in your body. Now, some other ideas for you how to reduce your family's exposure to all these pesticides. Okay, like I said, your toxic load is closely linked to your diet. हमारा toxic load जिसको कहा जाता है, heavy metal का toxic load होता है, pesticides का toxic load होता है, antibiotics का toxic load होता है. So as of these, इन सबको toxic कहा जाता है क्योंकि आपकी body के अंदर load हो जा रहे हैं. That's the reason the word toxic load आपने कभी सुना होगा. So many chemicals are exposed on a daily basis, and contaminants that are food, packaging, सब के अंदर toxics होते हैं, right? Non-organic processed foods expose you to greatest amounts of chemicals and potential toxins. But so like I said, first of all, they've also seen that आजकल जो non-GMO foods में भी थोड़े से toxic पहुंच गए हैं. But please, at least as much as you can, get rid of anything. 2 things I will make sure that I will never give to myself or my family, and please do the same for yourself and your family members, is corn can never be not organic or GMO corn. So you want to make sure that anytime a popcorn dough, anything specifically of that side, it has to say non-GMO. Okay. And at the same time, soybeans also. So it has to specifically say something that's from non-GMO sources. So you just cannot pick popcorn off the store. अगर आप corn की kernels लेते हो या popcorn लेते हो बाजार से, and a lot of people go out for movies every single weekend, and you go and get a big bag of popcorn. I don't care about the butter they put in there. I'm caring more about the corn or the corn itself. It is all genetically modified corn. You're eating a bag of corn, genetically modified every single week, and wait until negative things will start to happen, because they soon will. Okay. So please be careful. So again, like I said, how to reduce the family's exposure to glyphosate and all these toxic substances, I'm going to give you about 6 or 7 basic ideas. First of all, the very first simple one is, like we've already talked about, is buy as much organic fruits and vegetables. Non-organic fruits and vegetables most likely to be grown using pesticides, especially जिसके बाद सबसे ज़्यादा pesticide load होगा is apples, peaches, celery, potatoes. Apples, peaches, celery, potatoes are the non-organic fruits and vegetables that are most likely to be grown using a lot of pesticides. So in general, I would say all fruits and vegetables, as much as you can, just try to go with, organic. Like I said, it's $10 more a day, maybe lesser, but it's so much worth it. Okay, the next idea which I'm gonna give you is that add a lot of fermented foods to your diet. Reason? There's a reason. Like I said, जैसे like I explained you, जितने भी glyphosate होता है, ये pesticides होते हैं, they are antibiotics, so they kill a lot of bacteria in the body. Fermented foods add bacteria back to the body. So if you have been eating a lot of these foods containing Roundup and the pesticides, they've killed a lot of gut bacteria. So you want to make sure that you're introducing a lot more good bacteria. That means eat a lot of good, healthy type of probiotics. Again, to want to mention, I do have my own brand of probiotics. If you wanted to get probiotics from my company, you're definitely welcome to place an order online. You can always give us a call. We can ship them to you. So I have these all really good, actually, source of probiotic gunia. They're actually chewable, so kids can eat it too. You don't have to swallow them. They're just taste like a little whatever, and you can just chew them in your mouth. And then we also have vitamin D and D3 and D3 and K2 combination. And we also have my own brand of protein powders, which are again non-GMO based protein powders. Again, if you're interested in buying any of these products from my company, Rachna's Wellness, आप हमें website पे check out कर सकते हो. You can always give us a call. We can ship them to you, or you can come by and pick up from the center also. Phone number to get in touch with us is 408-320-8111, 408-320-8111. If you want to get registered or come and talk to me about your weight loss goals, we do have a complete 3-month weight loss program starting on June 12th. And this is a program for men and women. Complete 3-month weight loss program starts June 12th. And again, the program starts with your goal setting. I'm going to start with you testing your body's metabolism, testing your weight, taking a bunch of measurements around you, and then keeping a track of all of these numbers on a weekly basis. And some programs I actually do it daily. Also, but again, it's going to keep changing week by week. We follow different healthy desi meal plans every week. We're going to follow different exercise sessions, different exercise plans on a week by week basis. So it's kind of like a course that ramps up as a 13-week. I kind of set up my programs as a 3-month program. But again, if you're interested to see which program is the best option for you, you're welcome to give me a call. We can talk over the phone or set up a time for you to come in. Phone number is 408-320 8111, 408-320-8111. You can also give us a call or get information about from the website rachnaradio.com. Facebook pe bhi you can go find us. Please like our page, facebook.com pe Rachna Radio. And of course, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you want to see all these things that I've been talking to you about on air for getting to close to 7 years. I've been doing this on air soon enough, and I think next some months. And but at the same time, now I'm actually doing video segments, something that's been asked for years, and I just never got a chance to do that. So finally, yes, getting across it now. So making a lot of YouTube segments that you can watch me teaching you, training you, just like I've done on air, But it's again youtube.com pe jaake go find Rachna's Wellness, subscribe to my channel, and you can always stay in touch with us through our videos. And of course, questions, you can always give ideas. See, there's something specific you wanted to watch and what kind of a video, what kind of a cooking video, or comparing different brands of one to the other, or healthy lunch and snack ideas. Please give me ideas. I'll be happy to make videos, and so we can take it from there. So again, youtube.com pe go find Rachna's Wellness and subscribe to my video channel. Okay. So okay, what we're talking about right now is how to make sure that अगर हमने pesticides खाए हैं, जो हम सब ने खाए हैं किसी ना किसी खाने में, how to kind of detoxify the body. The first one is try to go organic. It's not so hard. The second one is add a lot of fermented foods to your diet, and I explained you why. The lactic acid bacteria formed during the fermentation of kimchi, for example. Kimchi सबको पता होगा. It's like a fermented cabbage thing, and may help your body break down a lot of pesticides. So including fermented foods can be a wise strategy to help your body's natural detoxification process. Okay, and also, of course, if you're eating enough fiber in your diet, it also plays an important role in detoxification. But like I said, add a lot of fermented foods. Kimchi, fermented foods का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हमारे oily अचार, we're not talking about that. Kimchi is one of the best fermented foods. But again, there's pickled cucumbers. You can, go for a bunch of options. And then, of course, introduce a very healthy probiotic on a daily basis. Drink kombucha. Kombucha, I've already talked to you. It's an amazing drink. It's a kombucha tea, but it can easily replace soda many times. I mean, that's how amazing it tastes. But it's extremely healthy at the same time. Next idea, again, for people who want to get rid of the pesticide load in the body, if you've been eating pesticides, which we all have been, is first of all, choose seafood. If you eat seafood, choose seafood wisely. Offer low mercury fish varieties like wild caught Alaskan. Do not take farm raised at all. कोई भी fish, कोई भी seafood farm raised कभी नहीं होना चाहिए. हमेशा wild caught होना चाहिए, wild Alaskan होनी चाहिए, but nothing should be farm raised. Okay, because they're very much, first of all, they're full of mercury and a lot of other stuff too. Okay. And also to make sure to optimize your omega-3, you also should be considering taking a krill oil, KRIL, krill oil supplement. Another thing, again, to detoxify your body is filter your tap water. Municipal, and I think that relates back to my topic from last week, is fluoride. Municipal water supplies can be contaminated with a number of potential toxins. So filtering your water is just the best idea. Okay, especially, like I said, be very particular about fluoridated water, especially if you're making infant formula. Infant formula, please, a lot of filters do not take fluoride out of it. So you have to get some special kind of filters that do take fluoride water. So you want to make sure that you don't, especially if you're making infant powder dal ke doodh bana rahe ho, just don't take regular water. Please make sure that the water is non-fluoridated water, or the fluoride has been taken out. Okay, another suggestion how to detoxify the body is replace your non-stick pots and pans with a lot of ceramic and glass cookware kind of stuff. Okay, again, next one, avoid plastic food containers, bottles, mugs. Opt for glass, ceramic, stainless steel varieties. They're all easily available, so plastic ki jagah, offer a lot of glass and ceramic and stainless steel kind of dishes. Okay. Another thing, small thing, is which a lot of people don't pay attention to, is our cleaning supplies. Okay. Especially जब लॉन की बात होती है, a lot of dangerous chemicals आपके लॉन में स्प्रे होते हैं. If you have a lawn care service or a gardener who comes to your place, make sure they're not using a lot of phosphate pesticides. काफ़ी बहुत common है phosphate pesticides use करना. Ask them what bottle, take a look at the bottle and see what it has, and if you want to give your own, that's fine to them. But again, if you're doing it yourself, please make sure that you're not using these dangerous, because बहुत easily हम spray कर लेते हैं, but your kids play there, we're going to go outside, उनकी जो fumes होती हैं, they really get in the body. Again, everything adds on. If you make these changes, and you're reducing your any kind of cancer probability down to maybe nothing, all down, and 90% कि आपको कोई भी तरह का cancer नहीं होगा, why not? I think that makes a big difference. Or maybe 100%. I'm just not saying it 100%, but why not? Maybe 100%. Okay. What else? Another small thing, again, जितने personal care products होते हैं, deodorants हो गए, air fresheners हो गए, fabric sheets, dryer sheets, trust me, they do add on. Switch to as much organic, personal care products as Ms. Collin. Like I said, I've talked about this, many times. कोई भी आप अगर face product है आपका, या deodorant product है, या room spray है, या body spray है, या colognes है, उसके ऊपर अगर कोई चीज़ लिखी है पीछे fragrance लिखी है, fragrance का मतलब ही है उसके अंदर phthalates हैं, and phthalates are just the worst thing. They just screw up the whole endocrine system आपकी बॉडी का, जो आपके पूरे हार्मोन्स क्रिएट करते हैं, बैलेंस करते हैं बॉडी में. सो यू वांट टू मेक श्योर दैट फ्रेग्रेंस वर्ड अगर किसी भी चीज़ में एडेड है, इट्स जस्ट अ हिडन वे ऑफ पुटिंग phthalates, and phthalates are just bad for you. Okay. So that was that. Okay. So again, studio number 408-912-5565, 408-912-5565. आप सुन रहे हैं Rachna को Rachna's Fitness Show पे. If you want to be in touch with me regarding any of our weight loss programs, come and talk to me, get registered, or just get registered. That's all I can say. You can go back and forth, keep deciding, but if it's the time for you, it's the time for you. Get healthy. There's you can keep pushing it out. A lot of people do push it out. I'm going to do it after kids go back to school. I'm going to do it when the kids start summer break. I'm going to do it when the kid starts full-time preschool. Oh, well, you're doing another 3 months of weight gain and being another healthy person for another 3 months. Why not do it now? So that you can look back and say, what an amazing 3 months that I spent. So again, whatever your goals, I'll be happy to work with you. And I do take my word on this. I make sure that every person who comes to my center sees fantastic results, and whatever time it takes from my side, if it requires sitting one-on-one or whatever it takes, making sure that I'm, keeping up an eye on you on a daily basis, whatever it takes, I'll make sure that you are getting results, so you are a happy person and a healthy person. That does make me happy, of course. So again, to get in touch with me regarding any of our complete weight loss programs, phone number is 408-320-8111. We also have special programs like 30-day challenge. We also have a complete 3-month weight loss program, Just Abs. level 1, level 2. Then we also have a post-pregnancy weight loss program and a pre-pregnancy weight loss program. And then we also have programs for teenager kids. So again, to see which option is best for you, I'll be happy to talk to you and then we'll take it from there. Phone number to get in touch with me is 408-320-8111. Again, our next complete 3-month weight loss program, it's a batch that I start some programs in batches, is starting on June 12th. Okay, it's June 12th, just about 10 days from now. The program starting is a complete 3-month weight loss program for men and women called Just Abs. To get registered for Just Abs, that starts on June 12th. Again, phone number 408-320-8111. You can also get contact information on the website, rachnaradio.com. Okay, let's see what else I wanted to talk. In fact, there's something interesting I wanted to talk about today, but let's, in fact, I'm going to take an off route and talk about something different as opposed to what I talk. Since we're talking about carcinogens, something that create cancer in the body, I'm going to give you, something that I can think, but at least about, close to 14, 15 things that you most likely consume every day and are probably creating some kind of cancer or maybe promoting or might promote some kind of cancer in the body. Okay, so please get rid of all these things. I'm going to go with the very first one, microwave popcorn. Those little bags of popcorn are so convenient to just stick in the microwave that you won't even think for a minute and you think all I'm eating is popcorn. But they could be so dangerous to your health, you have no idea. First of all, the whole concept. पहले तो उसके अंदर जो corn है वही GMO corn है. Again, yes, there are a lot of healthy options. There's a special company, don't remember the name at the top of my head. उनके पॉप बैग्स होते हैं, बहुत ही अलग तरह के बैग्स हैं. दैट्स जस्ट अ पेपर बैग और वो पेपर भी बहुत अलग तरह के, कोई लाइनिंग नहीं है अंदर और अंदर जेनेटिकली मॉडिफाइड कॉर्न नहीं है. एंड इट कम्स लाइक इन स्मॉल पैक्स. सो गो टू योर ग्रोसरी स्टोर्स, you'll find them. I just don't remember the name of the brand, but it comes in 3 or 4 different flavors. They have this olive oil flavor, balsamic vinegar flavor, they have this rosemary flavors, they have 3 or 4 flavors of popcorn. It's like a white box with they have 3 or 4 packets in a box that they come, it's like a lady drawn on it. If I'm trying to remember, I can't remember the name. I always recognize things but it's a lady or a woman on the front, but you'll recognize. But it's a very different kind of a bag, and you'll see, and they're fine too. If you're a microwave popcorn person, they're perfectly fine to make those. Okay, but in general, first of all, in a general popcorn bag, let's talk about the bag itself. It's lined with a chemical called PFOA. This is a toxin. It is a toxin. After being heated, this toxic chemical is known to create or cause infertility and cancer. In a lot of test animals that they used. Okay, this chemical is, first of all, the name itself is a carcinogen. Now let's talk about the contents. If we talk about the bag, जो bag in the lining होती है, the PFO lining, it creates many different kind of cancers and also causes infertility. Okay, and the contents in there, first of all, every manufacturer uses slightly different ingredients, but mostly a lot of them use soybean oil. Soybean oil, तो पहले हमें कितनी बार आपको बता चुकी हूँ, soy is all GMO soy in this country. That's a GMO product, and of course a lot of preservatives, and of course the GMO corn kernels. Okay, so everything in the bag is just wrong, including the bag itself. Everything in the bag is wrong, including the bag itself. So why eat them? If the whole concept of that popcorn bag, a regular popcorn bag, is creating some kind of cancer in the body, before you pop that in the microwave, remember, you might not have another chance to go back and change things. Why not do it now? Okay, the next one, again, what we're talking about is how to maybe avoid 14 or 15 different things so you don't, create all kind of cancer in the body. And these things are proven in many different studies that they do create carcinogens, or they are carcinogenic, which means they promote some kind of cancer in the body, and sometimes it probably will. Okay, so the next one is non-organic fruits, which we just talked about also. Fruits that are non-organic are contaminated with a lot of dangerous pesticides, which we just talked about, especially the Roundup pesticide, जिसका नाम है. Weed killers होते हैं बहुत सारे. They create a lot of several problems. Reproductive issues बहुत आते हैं. That's the reason a lot of women nowadays are having issues with infertility. All I can say is that please get rid of all of these things as soon as you can possibly, just as of today, and make a good healthy change in your body. Okay, so that's the next thing I want to talk about. Apples are probably the worst of, in them, with pesticides showing more than 98% of the apple tested. I mean, that's just serious. So what there's again, what I'm talking about है जब पेस्टिसाइड ऊपर स्प्रे किया जाता है तो आपके प्लांट जब फ्रूट घर पे लेके आते हैं उसके ऊपर अभी भी होता है पेस्टिसाइड. It's never gotten rid of it, right? So they tested about 98% of the apples that were not labeled as organic had residues of pesticides on it. Okay, fruits with a 90% positive pesticides include oranges, strawberries, grapes. 90% के अंदर they found pesticide residues on them. Okay, just to mention again, washing fruits is not going to reduce or take 100% of the residue off. So that's just not going to, it never would. Another thing that you want to avoid for sure, if you don't want to promote cancer in the body, is canned tomatoes. Actually, like I said, most canned foods are a concern, just to mention that, because of what the can is lined with. The lining of almost all the canned foods are made of a chemical called, or the canned food, jitne bhi container ke andar lining hoti hai, is lined with a chemical called BPA, and everyone knows how bad BPA is. A study published in May of 2013 showed that BPA actually affects the way genes work inside the brain of rats. Brain can, I mean, seriously, it's actually affecting the level of the brain. Even the FDA agrees that there is a problem with BPA. Okay, it's just so bad. It's so bad. First of all, let's mention, first of all, FDA won't really get involved in many of these things because, that's more of a business than anything else. If the FDA is also saying it bad, trust me, it's real bad. Okay, tomatoes are exceptionally dangerous, especially the canned ones, even more than lots of other fruits and vegetables. Why? Because tomatoes have a very high level of acidity, which seems to cause BPA to leach from the lining of the can and get into the tomatoes themselves. That means आपके जो canned tomatoes होते हैं उनके अंदर अब BPA आ गया. The level of BPA can be so high, in fact, that you should just, first of all, you should never feed canned tomatoes of any sort to any children. That's just so bad, or to anyone else in the family too. Okay, again, yes, just get fresh tomatoes, but again, yes, you can also get something in glass bottles. Also, you also get these tomatoes, especially if you're getting pasta sauces and stuff. There are a lot of organic pasta sauces, but make sure you don't get the ones that are in a container or a metal container. Get the one in the glass bottle, most safer. The next thing that creates carcinogens is processed meats. What exactly are processed meats? It's a long list. It's not limited to sausages, hot dogs, bacon, lunch meats, and bologna and whatnot. The excessive salt and chemicals that are used to make processing meats are damaging to your health. The study showed that 1 in every 17 people who were involved in the study died, and those who ate 160 grams or more of processed sweets increased the risk of early death as more than 44%. So again, in general, to specify in simple terms, for people who were eating quite a bit of lunch meat, processed meat, had a very high, probability of having some kind of, issues later on in their life. Okay, the study involved people from a lot of 13 European countries. Of course, it took them 13 years to finish the study, but they found out that people who were consuming about 160 grams of more of processed meat per day had a lot of serious issues. Okay, another thing you want to avoid, I've already talked about, is farmed salmon. All the fish, of course, sound a lot of healthy food. A lot of people think fish is good for you. Yes, it is good for you, but not the farmed salmon. So farmed salmon is something that you should be avoiding. So please do not get farm-raised salmon. You want to always get, again, any kind of salmon is fine, but mostly sockeye is fine too. Alaskan wild is fine too, but make sure it's a wild salmon. Okay. Unfortunately, more than 60% of the salmon consumed in this country is farm-raised. Sad. First of all, the fish जो होती हैं farm raised की, they're in the farm, aren't the fish supposed to be in an ocean or wherever they are? They're not supposed to be in a farm. Farm में जब raise किया जाता है, छोटे से area में raise किया जाता है, वहाँ पे chemicals डालेंगे, antibiotics डालेंगे, pesticides डालेंगे, carcinogens डालेंगे, और वही fish वापस खाएंगे और वही fish खाएंगे, उसको आप खाओगे तो आपके अंदर तो वो सब जाएगा ना. It's simple as that. Okay, so please make sure to avoid farmed salmon. Potato chips. I know, yes, potato chips are tasty, they're a quick, cheap snack. However, the negative effects they have on the body may not be worth a little bit of pleasure. They're just not. Okay? Potato chips are high in both fat and calories, which are being sure, of course, to get the weight on. Besides full of trans fats, which can produce, of course, high cholesterol and whatnot, sodium बहुत high होता है इसके अंदर. So you want to make sure that you're definitely not getting, that. Another, like I said, if you really want to replace, I know potato chips की crunchy feeling होती है. All you want to avoid is, if you crunchy की जगह, maybe you want to just, like I said, healthy popcorn is always a good option. So there are a bunch of different options. So another thing you want to avoid is, if you want to avoid any kind of carcinogens in the body, are hydrogenated oils. Hydrogenated oils are used to preserve processed foods and keep them from looking good for as long as possible. Okay, so you want to make sure you're avoiding any kind of hydrogenated oils. अगर कोई भी आप सामान लेते हैं उसके पीछे कोई भी partially hydrogenated या किसी भी तरह का hydrogenated oil लिखा है, please just run away from that. You shouldn't be eating that. Okay. Again, you should be staying away from a lot of smoked kind of food, especially अगर स्टोर के अंदर पैकिंग में स्मोक्ड हैं तो उसके अंदर मोस्टली नाइट्रेट्स और नाइट्राइड्स ऐड किए जाते हैं. एंड दैट रिमाइंड्स मी, कोई भी आप लेते हो आइटम, यू वांट टू मेक श्योर कि उसके अंदर नाइट्रेट्स ये सब फॉस्फेट्स ये सब जितने अवॉइड हों, इंग्रेडिएंट्स में साफ लिखा होता है. सो प्लीज़ मेक श्योर टू रीड द इंग्रेडिएंट्स बिफोर दैट. Okay, we've already talked about you should avoid genetically modified organisms. Of course, refined sugar, you have to be avoiding refined sugar and whatnot. So, artificial sweeteners are just really bad. You need to be avoiding any kind of artificial sweeteners. Most people, and I still know a lot of people still use Splenda. I still know a lot of people still use sucralose and aspartame and all those different things. It's just, you cannot be just sacrificing your health for just taking lesser of 10 calories. So it's definitely not at all worth it. A lot of people just use, artificial sweeteners. Either they're thinking to lose weight, or they think they're diabetic and they should avoid sugar. The main problem is that all of these, of course, numerous studies have shown that people who consume artificial sweeteners on a regular basis, such as sodas, sweeteners, coffee mein, chai mein, actually gain weight. It also does little or nothing to help people who have diabetes. In fact, artificial sweeteners actually make it even more difficult to control the blood sugar, worsen conditions, especially for diabetes, क्योंकि artificial sweetness में इतनी चीनी तो artificial चीनी है. Of course, it's not the real sugar, तो आपको calories नहीं जाएंगी, but insulin response फिर भी high जाता है. So what makes people fat or gain weight in general basis or have them diabetes is insulin response. It's not the calories many times. It's not the calories. It's आपका कौन सा खाना खाने से आपका इंसुलिन का बॉडी का फटाक से ऊपर जाया जाता है. So that is what makes a big difference, more than the kind of calories or the amount of calories, actually, to mention that. Okay. Another thing you want to be staying away from is diet foods, frozen foods, prepackaged. In fact, I will get to that. In fact, I was going to talk about something which I'll probably, FDA, I'll just give you a little gist of it, but FDA, हमारी जो Federal Drug, Food and Drug Administration की जो हमारी company, it's actually redefining healthy foods. I'll talk about that next week. They're redefining. अभी तक हेल्दी फूड्स का एक अलग क्राइटेरिया था कि किस चीज़ को हेल्दी कहा जा सकता है, लीगली वो कौन से लेबल के ऊपर हेल्दी लिख सकते हैं. They're changing it, interestingly. In fact, to mention that, avocado, अभी तक लीगली एवोकाडो को हेल्दी फूड नहीं कहा जा सकता है. एंड आई विल गेट टू दैट इन क्वाइट अ बिट ऑफ डिटेल नेक्स्ट वाइन. सो इट्स फनी, बट पॉप टार्ट्स के ऊपर लीगली हेल्दी लिखा जा सकता है, बट एवोकाडो के ऊपर लीगली हेल्दी नहीं लिखा जा सकता है. सो नाउ मे बी FDA is just about to change it. We'll get to that next week. I know we just have a couple minutes remaining for the show today. Okay, so again, to mention, anything that's diet, please run away from it. Diet foods, frozen foods, prepackaged foods that say diet, low fat, they just are either sweetened with some artificial sweetening or just high fructose concept or something, or just they're just diet. I mean, all they have is lesser fat, because fat के अंदर calorie to calorie ज़्यादा होती है ग्राम में. So that's the reason they're just cutting calories, but they're adding flavor back, they're adding a lot of some kind of sweetener. So you want to make sure you stay away from that. And the last thing, you want to stay away from soda. Okay, it has been confirmed that people who consume more than one soda a day have a high risk of stroke than people who do not drink sodas at all. Okay, all I can say is that quality of life is worth it. If you're, this is never late. I mean, if you're listening to me, if you're in 30s, 40s, 50s, or 20s, why not make the change now? At least for the remaining years that we are, we're going to be nice and healthier, that we made a good change. So again, wrapping up my show today, आप सुन रहे थे Rachna को Rachna's Fitness Show पे. I have some really interesting topics again to bring in on next week. उससे पहले just wanted to mention, if you're interested in registering for any for complete weight loss program, we do have a complete weight loss program starting next actually June 12th. Okay, to get registered for the June 12th program, give us a call, 408-320-8111. This is a complete 3-month weight loss program for men and women called Just Abs, and is starting on June 12th. So again, to register for the complete 3-month weight loss program, Just Abs, or if you want to come and talk to me to see how this program is going to help you, phone number to get in touch with me is 408-320-8111. You can also get all the contact information through my website, rachnaradio.com, RACHNA, rachnaradio.com. Or of course, you can always contact us through my Facebook page, facebook.com/rachnaradio. I'll be again here next Wednesday. Till then, keep fit and keep working out.